What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Red Beard's Garage. We just finished the build on the 224 Max Performance Predator, and it's time to test it out. So I built this for my Trailmaster mini bike that we have a 225cc, and that thing freaking rips. It'll do like 65 with my big bones on it, and it's even faster with Lonnie on it. So I'm going to upgrade my mini bike with this engine, and Lonnie's going to be getting my 225 because he has a fully built Predator, but it has stock compression. So he will be getting like a 4 or 5 horsepower gain. So it's going to be huge for him, huge for me, but I'll still be able to stay side by side, even though I'm going to have quite a bit more power than him. And the only reason this is a big difference from the 225 is it has more compression, because I went with a milled head on this. We will be adding that to the 225 later, so stay tuned for that video. So we also got, this is Go Power Sports MB200 exhaust. Really like it. It bolts right on. You do have to either trim or buy a new little side plate, but I had this Cerakoted, and this is supposed to keep heat in. I've never used Cerakote. This is the first build. We did the block, piston, combustion chamber, and the ports, and as well as the head. So it should be a pretty big difference. The black dissipates heat. This particular coating keeps heat in, so it should be pretty sweet. So we're going to install all this on the mini bike really fast, and then we're going to take it out and give her a rip. So let's get that mini bike in here. Pretty excited, players. This is Grayson's current go-kart, and it does great. It's got the reverse gearbox. It's got a Tillotson on it, but it's a goofy thing, you know?
It is very goofy.
It is the goofiest of all carts. And I still haven't fixed this from where we had our manifold blowout. So it'd be a good time to fix that sort of thing. There we have the 225 and the 224 side by side, hating each other. So these should be relatively the same performing engines, other than the head work and the ratio rockers. Other than that, this is going to be the same thing. You just get everything in a kit, and you probably would save a little money possibly by buying this kit, and you get a Tillotson block. But I mean, it's just however you want to do it, pretty much. This is Go Power Sports 22mm true Mikuni, made in Japan. It's an actual Mikuni, but they do give you the option to buy the non-true Mikuni version. This is what we had on this 224, and it did really good. But I'm a huge fan of the 24mm flat slides. I just feel like they got a way better throttle response. I personally feel like they're easier to tune. That could just be placebo effect or something, I don't know. But I am going to clean this out and get it put on the shelf so we can use on another one. And if you remember that last ride, that's what our problem was. We knew we had blew the gasket because our intake had came loose and gas seeped in between here and blew that whole center chunk out. That's why we was getting a vacuum leak.
On the birthday ride? On
the birthday ride. Happy birthday. So I'll clean that up, and we'll put Lonnie a fresh, his bike has a 24mm Mikuni flat slide. So what we're gonna do is steal it off there. So I always put them on the compression stroke if I'm not storing this engine, but while I let it set, and then I stuff a rag in there so I can use a razor blade, you know, and clean up all that and not have to worry about anything going inside my head, you know, and getting inside my, you know, in between my valve or something. So we can clean all that junk off, because in a near future video we're going to be doing Lonnie's mini bike and then seeing how much difference there is between the two. Lonnie will test them both.
Jeepers, mister, you're really strong.
That is nice. So we're gonna first start it with no pulley and no belt on it, just to let it break in some where we can free rev it as high as we want. Not have to worry about being on jack stands or anything. When we first start up, I can already tell you it's high compression. Choke up. All right, so now that we have my new 224 build engine on my mini bike, it's time to get Lonnie's mini bike ready with the 225 Tillotson. And just, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna top speed this bike, fully top speed run it, and see how it compares to the 225 that's gonna be on his bike. Same gearing, same tire size, all that jazz. We do have new tires. Lonnie's tires is getting pretty rough on the rear, and we have some super beefy tires to put on both these bikes, so that's going to come up very soon. And I am going to leave Lonnie's muffler. I really like how it sounds. I love the way these mufflers sound too, but it's cool they got a different sound to both of them, and I will be getting that one Cerakoted as well. So I already pulled off his old fender. This thing had seen some better days. Pretty rough. We have this one off of the, and it's not great, it's just something that looks better than what's on it. This is off the YZ dirt bike, and his front one's getting pretty faded, so I'm going to swap it out as well with the one off that dirt bike. So we stripped down a fully running dirt bike and sold all the parts and stuff off of it. I was pull starting this the other day, and I accidentally let this slip out of my hand, and it dented my freaking gas tank. That made me mad. That sucked. So I am going to get that dent pushed out. My buddy does paintless dent repair, and I think he can work it out. If not, I'm going to be replacing it. We also got to get Lonnie a new gas tank because his is beat up pretty bad, and what I'm going to do is get it powder coated, which we can probably do this, and I'll probably get this one just fixed, but we're going to get these powder coated, and then we're going to coat both of them on the insides. And Lonnie's frame's starting to fade quite a bit, so we need to get it powder coated as well. But enough chit chat. I'm going to pull this engine off, and we're going to steal that billet side cover to put on his Tillotson 225 because it'll make it look that much nicer. So let's get to it. So this engine has absolutely been beaten on for 3 years. Never did any maintenance other than oil changes. We haven't even adjusted the valves actually. Now it's time to go through this thing and see what stuff looks like. It'd be real interesting to see the rod bearing, how the cam is wearing. We did put the, I guess it was stainless lifters in this. It's got stainless valves, chromoly push rods. It's got some billet rockers. I'm pretty sure the ratios, but I can't remember. I need to go back and look. But this thing has been thrashed on for years. And I'm still in the billet side cover off of it because I don't have another Hemi one. And the Tillotsons take a Hemi side cover. So what I'm going to do is clean this up real nice, check the bearings and everything, and then end up replacing this seal right here on the outside, and I need to get a new O-ring for it. But we'll be doing a full breakdown on this on our channel just so you guys can see the wear that we've accumulated over the years. I'm really excited to see how it's wore. The thing still ran great, start up every time, long as the carb was clean. But it's time to give this a refresh, and we have an exciting thing we're going to do on Instagram and Facebook with this, and YouTube, where we're going to give this engine away. We're going to go through it, put new bearings, clean everything, probably get the block Cerakoted and stuff, and maybe mill the head a little bit, and we'll do a giveaway. This has one of the OG Mr. Valve Cover head or valve covers on it, and we'll clean that up real nice, get everything looking good, and do a giveaway. So stay tuned on the channel for this. So this was about as clean as I could get this side cover. You can see it's had oil and stuff just caked on it for a long time. And I don't know if the aluminum's corroding a little bit, but what I'm gonna do later when we get the frame powder coated is I'm gonna pull this off, put it in an ultrasonic cleaner. I have ordered a larger one. This one won't fit in the one I currently have. And then we'll replace the seals and everything on it and just make sure it's in super good condition and look brand new. So we'll do that in a later video. Alright, so that's all installed on there. Put oil in it, and then make sure to, I'm gonna actually flush it out with some old cheap oil because we did use brake cleaner in there. And I think we're ready to slap this puppy on. All right, so we have this Tillotson freshened up. We put new oil in it with some high zinc additive. I ran the Mikuni through the ultrasonic cleaner because if you remember on the mini bike birthday video, we had a bunch of junk in the tank, and Mikuni was filthy inside too. So I would imagine we need to throw like some gravel in the tank, swish it around, and coat the inside of that tank really bad. But someone was asking in the last build video of the 224 the whole deal with this venting. So what we've experienced in the past, if you have a stock side cover and you're only venting out of the one single spot on your valve cover, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of blow-by, oil blow-by coming out of your breather. And what this does, by balancing out the head area with the block with two, I'm running 3/8 hose, you get a lot more balance, so there's not a lot of pressure in this head trying to escape through one port. Along with these three lines, we also down between the lifters, and the lifters are the things that the cam actually push up, and the push rods set down in the lifter. So in between the push rods down inside the head, there's a little venting hole, and what that does is relieve and let the oil that comes through these hoses up into the head drain back into the block. From factory, it's like an 1/8 inch hole, and you're not going to be able to drain enough oil. So what's going to happen is you're going to have too much oil in your valve cover, and when this vent is trying to vent out the blow-by, because every engine has blow-by, no matter what engine it is, it has either a small amount to a lot amount, and that's either like worn out rings or the ring gap. It's a nature of a combustion engine, internal combustion engine. So like I said, what we're doing is helping to neutralize the pressure between the head and the block by running two ports. Then we have this vent line with a check valve, so this is only going to let air out and not back in. That's important because during the compression, when the piston goes up, it's going to allow this to suck in air if you don't have a PCV valve. And what it's going to do is suck in more air than it can expel, because what it's doing is sucking in 3/8 bar worth of air every time, but it's also adding that blow-by to it. So let's say you got double the amount of air you need to let out. Does that make any sense? Tell me, please tell me. Does it make any sense? So you have to put a check valve on this because you're going to have too much air in the block, then this port can expel if you don't have a check valve. But if you have a check valve, what we've noticed is you will get a little bit of oil and like gas vapor coming out of this, but nothing like you would if you didn't have these 2 extra hoses. It really neutralizes it, and it also keeps your oil fresher longer because those gas fumes that are passing by the rings, getting inside of your block, contaminates the oil, and that's what kills your oil over time, that and wear and heat. But the blow-by has gasoline in it, which dilutes your oil. So that's why we run those hoses, to neutralize everything. Helps everything just flow really good, and it worked really good on the 224. So
Mister, you're really strong.
we'll set this hog on there. Oh, yeah. Get it all bolted up, and then, man, I'd really love to flush that gas tank. I need to buy some paint filters. Have you ever seen them in the part store? They look like a coffee filter with a fine mesh, and I could filter all that gas out so I'm not wasting it. But I might just put a fresh filter on it and just pray to JC.
Did that burn you? This is going in there. I kept having to adjust it. I love mini bike riding.
Me too. Made with jet
It's like a Hagrid's motorcycle off of Harry Potter.
Yeah. You want a drink?
Nah, I'm good. Thank you though. You're a sweetheart. I want all the sugar.
So we're adding STP made with jet fuel octane booster in these mugs.
So I
just
can't
did a good
see
guzzle.
through them, so I don't know how much
do
I
a good guzzle to it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeesh. I have more to mine.
It's way quicker now.
Them don't look like that regular mini bike.
No, we're built.
You can tell that is. I ain't never seen yours yet, but I can tell that is.
This one's built further than that one.
Stand down.
Hey, thank you. Do I go back up there? On this one since it's already got the thumb mount.
Yeah.
You're a dumb stupid head.
Dude, that's some good cruising right there, player.
Shoot, yeah. It's always a good day when you're riding mini bikes. Was yours shaking pretty bad?
Freak, yeah. Came over that hill. We made it to ye old stomping ground. What was you saying before?
As soon as we stopped, I was like, were you shaking bad? I was like,
Yeah. Which your tires are worn more than mine by quite a bit, and it's only going to get worse. Like the tires we have coming on the next episode on these bikes is knobby. They're not going to be great.
They'll be great for in the woods.
Yeah, they're going to, like, these things are spinning a lot. They're going to be hooking. Like we was probably running easily, just cruising 50 mile an hour up that hill.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't hammering down either.
Faster than that. We were going. This thing was beating me to death.
These bikes are quick. So what we're gonna do is Lonnie's gonna take this bike first, the blue MB200. He's gonna do top speed. Then we're gonna see what 0 to 40 or 50 mile an hour is. Whatever it gets to quick, and then compare those against both bikes with Lonnie on both of them.
Yep.
So let's get started, player. 2 more tricks. Ah! Oh, we're idiots. What are you guys guessing? I'm gonna guess 65. Huh? 52. 52?
I could have swore, yeah, I could have swore it was faster than that.
All right, 52 max. Well, all right. Now, red MB200 with the built 224 should be a lot faster, at least to 0 to 40.
Yeah,
it should be.
It feels faster, that's for sure.
Yeah, it feels way faster. All right, we'll see what happens.
Perfect.
That's really disappointing that it's like 51, 52 mile an hour, but the gearing probably tells you that. We've never added up what our top speed should be at what RPM. So, I mean, it could be correct, but it feels like you're hauling on these bikes, and it probably is the rounded tire and all that other jazz, but these are fun son of guns, I tell you. Can't say enough about these old Trailmasters. They're super comfortable. We are going to move these foot pegs down to under the engine like a dirt bike would be. And seen a lot of people had that at the Go Power Sports 180 race. That seems like it would be a lot more comfortable. So we're going to do that. I would like to put a curved intake manifold and put the carb on top of the engine like I did the 301. Because this sticks out and you could grab it on something, rip your carb off in the woods. So definitely going to do that. I think that'd be pretty sick. And it would make them a lot sleeker. So I guess way high on his. Let's see what mine is. I don't even know at this point.
Chain popped off.
Did it?
Yeah. When I
Did you
went
spin it around?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to. But what is it? I'm real curious.
Yes.
I would have to say that one did 51?
Yeah. 52.
So that one did 52. I'm going to guess it had to do 60.
63.
63.
And it got to 40 in half the time.
Really?
Yeah, with me on this thing, it's faster than crap.
So we wasn't going as fast as we thought, but they feel, I mean, the speed you can go is super comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Like, it ain't like you'd want to do 100 on these bikes.
Well, cruising at 50 on that is fine. Like,
yeah, you don't have to hold her wide open to hold 50.
right.
You have to hold her wide open to get there, but then when you're there, you just lay back, player.
Now lay back.
Now lay back. So, kickstand first. Screenshot that.
I did.
And I'm gonna, so he said 63.
See, it goes away. You gotta re-hit this and then
Maybe update the
63.
puppy. 63. That's 12 mile an hour and same gearing. So this puppy's revving further is what's happening. Yeah, it has to be. That's the only
Or I
thing.
ran out of room on that. It would have eventually got there.
Where are you letting out at?
Around the turn, I went past
Oh,
the
really?
turn on both of them.
We got to do the upgrades of yours, make them real even. And then, yeah, so let's head back to the garage and
Well, I'm
Party.
curious to see 0 to 40 time.
Yeah, that's what we'll do as soon as we get to the shop.
Okay.
See what they tie up to. So, the outcome of the 224 versus 225. Now, this isn't a fair comparison because the 224 has quite a bit more upgrades done to it than the 225, like I've said all through this video. Ratio rockers ain't no joke, and milled and ported head ain't no joke either. And that's the key differences. That's basically proves how much power is made in the head. That's where most of your power is made. A long time ago in a video, someone was like, it was a full build video. Someone said, you can't make more power without putting a bigger piston in them. Well, you're wrong. So it just proves that, you know, more money you got, faster you can go. Now the 224 and 225, neither one is better than the other. They're almost the same engine. It's just the 224 is pretty cool because you can buy it in a kit and possibly even save money. I haven't added it up, but you can buy it as a kit or put together. Go Power Sports does sell them already pre-put together. I think half the fun is putting it together and learning about these engines. But from the times I'm seeing on my counter on screen, it's almost a 3 seconds difference from 0 to 40. Now that's huge. Now we're not making no crazy numbers to call your sister in Detroit about, but this is a super fun hobby at the end of the day, and that's what we're doing. We're having fun. So don't take this video too serious and be like, oh, my Grom would spank that thing. Well, probably so, but we built these engines and put these bikes together to our liking, and it's half the fun's in building them. So this is what we enjoy. 3 seconds difference, and Lonnie said he did like 52 or 53 on his bike, but he was wrong. Now you guys can't tell, but up that, when he's coming back to me, he's kind of going up a very small incline, and that's where he lost the miles per hour. But he did 57, and my bike did 63, I think it was. So basically what that difference is my bike's being able, that 224 is being able to rev a little further than what his is because they're same tire size, same gearing and everything. So that's probably where the difference is. And I don't know if you can tell in the video, the tire is ballooning when he comes back towards me. You can really see how tall that tire is stretching on that bike. It'd be cool to find some belted tires that are like, you know, 4 or 6 ply that didn't do that, or some street tires. That'd be pretty sick. But let us know what you want to see done to these mini bikes. We do have that CR80 2-stroke mini bike sitting outside. After I did that video a long time ago, I found out the case was leaking real bad. So that's why I couldn't get it to idle or perform right. So I have a full gasket kit to rebuild that thing. And we're going to slap it on a Trailmaster frame and make us a CR80 powered Trailmaster. I think that'd be pretty sick. That'd be the ultimate 2-stroke mini bike. Guys, like always, let us know what you thought of the video by commenting down below. We do read your comments, and make sure to check out the links in the video's description. They do help us continue to do these videos. These engines are super fun. These bikes are crazy amount of fun. Me and Lonnie had a blast riding them out to the old stomping grounds, and we will be doing a lot more to these bikes as well as Lonnie's bike. It's going to get some head work, ratio rockers, things of that nature. And I don't know, his might have the Hot 265. Mine has the Fire 265, I believe. And I can't remember the key differences between those two cams, but I know there are some differences. So we might swap out and make them just matching bolt for bolt on those things. But at the end of the day, both great engines. I do like the 225 kit because you can build it yourself. And it's cool just getting a box full of parts and being able to put it together. So make sure to check out the links. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and like our videos, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We love you guys, and God bless.